So I was an autistic teenager once. Still autistic, just no longer a teenager. And I feel like stumbling into WolfQuest during the height of my wolf hyperfixation is just like a canon event. Sound off. Sound off if that was a canon event for you. The first thing upon getting my job as a grown-ass woman a few years back was to buy this game and play it through. Or try to, because for some reason, I've only ever played this game as an Iron Wolf on the hardest difficulty. The best I ever did was 1 litter of pups to adulthood before my entire pack died out. So I did what any sane person would do, and instead waited for the Unforgiving difficulty to come out and start grinding that mode. Still haven't raised pups to adulthood on that one. So that's why we're going to make an Unforgiving Iron Wolf and live 8 long, happy years. We'll probably lose more pups than we'll raise to adulthood, but with any luck, we won't lose all 5 or so litters. For stats, I always go -1 speed and health to go +1 strength and stamina. I find that for both hunts and fights, it just works better. Plus, I tend to add to my strength upon aging up. As you can see, I have all the settings. We're just gonna do a real simple Amethyst Mountain Eastern Dens territory. Also, I'm gonna need you to ignore my misspelling Amethyst for this entire series, okay? Thanks. And with that, Obsidian sets out on her own, ready to take on Yellowstone National Park. The first mission, which I have absolutely wiped on before, is to hunt 2 elk. The first one goes pretty smoothly. I found a weak one and took her out after she fell. Then I just sleep until I'm full health and hungry again. After miles of even trying to find an elk herd and what feels like 3 hours of trying to get them to run, we're on to our second elk. I hate hunting elk calves solo, but I had such a good chunk taken out of this one that I felt like I had to commit. Until I found a different elk herd and went after them instead. And then I ended up going after an elk calf anyway, so honestly, I don't know what I was on about. Ooh, 2 hits from the mom and I'm double injured, and suddenly it's easy to see how possible it is to die on the first mission. Elk hunting solo is crazy work without running down an adult for like miles all over the map. Anyway, after tanking 3 more hits and almost dying, we finally take down this stupid child, and with that, we're ready to search for a mate. I've always wanted to take over a pack by marrying the alpha, but I think this handsome fella is just a subordinate. He is a 4-star diversity though, so a good mate either way. More pups means more chance they'll survive. They'll be prone to sickness, but I tend to lose pups to predators more than sickness. Plus, they can just get better from sickness. You can't get better from a broken neck. Aw, guys, look, we have matching broken legs. It's meant to be. To impress him, I decided that we'll take our broke-ass legs and try to hunt some deer for some reason. Even if we can't keep up, we can run longer than they can, so we have that. Hunting, no matter what, is much better with a partner because just before this mama deer can ruin my day, my prospective mate bites her ass and stops her. We kill our target and eat up, mostly him though, because I swear the dispersals never eat a day in their lives before becoming mates. Oh, at some point I named him Snow Peak. Something about the way that we were running through the snow just made me think it'd be fitting. A strong name for a strong fella. So I take a long break here, so if any of the settings and whatnot look old, it's because they are. I started recording this months ago, abandoned it before I decided, hey, no, this is actually a good idea, and I picked it up again. My leg heals up, which is nice. It means I can take the lead in hunting for him. Though while I'm running around, his leg also heals up too, so we're both strong enough to hunt an elk together. We both get minor injuries, and his dumbass gets a major injury, but we managed to take down this elk calf that he chose to fight, by the way. While sleeping on our kill, we chase off some coyotes, thus further impressing Snow Peak. After a few days of eating and flirting, our bond is officially cemented. Now we are on to marking our territory. Okay, listen, there's no world where this is fun to watch, so I'll do us both a favor and skip ahead until something cool happens. This is what the territory is looking like so far. I'm gonna build my territory around this center den, I think. So I'll make sure I have 2 hexes out in every direction so wolves don't come trying to attack my pups. At least not as often, I'm hoping for. These Cache Creek wolves take a hex I was eyeballing, so we have to fight over it. Just the brutal reality of being a new pack. Luckily, they seem to be on the younger side, so fighting them should be pretty easy, especially this little guy. We double team this bitch, biting both sides of her neck, finally giving them the clue to run off. I made the mistake of sleeping at one point, so now we're just fighting Rescue Creek for territory. But I'm still so sleepy, I decided to just run off. I can take the hex later. However, when they try to take the hex that we ran off to, that was too far. So we teach them a lesson, and then take their hex anyway, because honestly they pissed me off. They just pissed me off. So anyway, while I was stealing more territory from these losers, we get enough hexes to become a pack. So, the Diamond Pack is formed. It's because we're priceless. We make a beeline towards the safest den in the territory. We'll need to switch dens at least once during their upbringing, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I love dens based around trees. Tall ones, fallen ones, doesn't matter. I love them. Okay, so Aging up is kind of like leveling up, but only kinda because it all goes away by the time you age up again, and you choose your perks all over again. So for year 3, I always go with the 2 named perks plus the extra strength. Okay, I'm gonna name them secretly and introduce them as they come out. Also, I should have zoomed in, but it's fine. First out, it's Rose, a girl. Then Citrine, our oldest boy. Smokey, another boy. Amethyst, I said ignore the spelling, our eldest child. Citrine comes up and begs for food and absolutely steals Aventurine's flame. But you know, she's the last born, so what did we expect? And those are the puppies. And with that, we gotta start providing for our babies. And immediately the elk I'm hunting goes down on Cache Creek territory, and I get my shit rocked just trying to grab a chunk of food. Serious injuries this early on is not a good sign. A limp could kill us and our pups easily. But not today, as we take our meat chunk back and provide for our family at least for another day. Next time, I bring my mate with me to hunt in Cache Creek territory. Just when I thought the elk went down on neutral territory, it turns out it went down on the edge of the fucking Cache Creek territory and we get chased off again. Joke's on them though, I just grab a chunk, leave their territory, eat, and then go back and grab another chunk before they realize what we did. Some coyotes even joined in to add chaos to the mix. Unfortunately, before we get our fill, we need to return home to our babies. We actually need to really fucking hurry, which is why I hurtle over this edge to my near death. So anyway, because Snow Peak's stomach was fuller than mine, I sit here and I let him feed our pups. Until, that is, he decided to regurgitate only once and then dipped. I'm so tired of being the only competent parent. This solo deer hunt goes really well. But then I'm an idiot and I summon my mate to eat, giving the pups no reason to stay in the den. Look at that affinity, they do not give a shit. So yeah, triple timing it back to the den now. Mate doesn't get to eat because I should have just, oh my god, I should have just brought back a chunk. Luckily, any lost pups are found easily and they all get fed well. Unfortunately, when I take my mate back to my kill to fill his hunger, something really bad happens. I literally stopped the recording immediately. I died. I don't even know how the stupid cat managed to get 2 hits in or why I didn't run. Good god, I was so annoyed. But of course, deaths happen, and even if I don't go back to the save, we still need to get back on the horse. Meet Amethyst. Yeah, spelling. I decided to go to Slow Creek this time. She's the sole survivor from the Diamond Pack, and she wandered far to start anew. I go ahead and just do the elk hunting off screen. I'm pretty lucky in finding suitors immediately, including this 4-star baddie. Right as coyotes and a separate group of suitors show up, so I got a little too lucky, I think. I follow after the wolf that won the fight, but his genetics just aren't as impressive, so I decide to take a chance on the 4-star baddie. Maybe he was just caught off guard over the prey. He seems to be really shy, but also really high energy, so his favorite hobby is running circles at a distance around me. I'm gonna name him Strawberry because he's sweet and kinda sensitive. He's not playful, but he appreciates like any other interaction. Here you go, baby, you can eat too. I'm sorry those big mean wolves chased you off. Anyway, like last time, it doesn't take long before we're officially mates. I thought he would be cautious because he was the first to run away when like all the fighting broke loose, but he's actually a great hunting partner because he always knows which elk in a herd to single out and when to move forward to bite. He's just amazing. I completely skipped the territory marking in the footage, and this is what our territory looks like. We're, of course, going for the centermost den. Okay, second litter reveal. We have a litter of all boys. First out is Fireweed. He's got a pretty gray coat. Lupine is next, our youngest. And then there's Balsam. I don't remember exact birth order because I didn't record it for the ultimate surprise. Twinflower comes out, coming over to beg or be cute or something. And as Rabbit Brush crawls out, the pack starts howling the cutest little howls. And that's it for our little family. As usual, the first order of business is feeding them, and oh my god, they're so cute. I'm a boy mom now. I'm gonna get weird about it. Look how cute they are! My baby boys! Unlike last time, I'm taking advantage of while they are still full, we're uninjured, and their affinity is maxed to take myself and my mate out hunting early. If we can take down a full elk, that'll feed us for a bit. Strawberry, because he's amazing, finds a weak one, and we take it down not far from the den. This is already going much better. Now I send him back to the den so I can strengthen some borders and take some unclaimed territory hexes. Balsam gets sick, which is why it's important that we make sure that we're full and we're ready to sit with the pups for a long while, which is why we go out to eat some more. I was gonna eat from our last kill, but a mama bear and her cubs are on it, and that is just smoke that I do not want. So hunting it is. Strawberry is absolutely crazy with elk hunting. Just watch this really fast. I'm never leaving without him. And yeah, honestly, I'll usually just lay down and tab out while I wait for the message that I've done all I can for my pup to pop up. Sometimes I don't even wait the full time either, because it's not really guaranteed to make a difference. And then, as we watch him painfully walk away, Balsam gets better. And then Lupine, I guess, catches whatever he had and he gets sick. Sigh. One of our kills only had a fox on it, so it was really easy to fill our stomach. And then, of course, head my mate back home so I can mark. Ooh, we have our first predator, and it's just an eagle. Honestly, they're a lot less scary in this game compared to the last one. Just send your idiot pups to go in the den, and there's literally nothing that the eagle can do. Our second predator is a lot less harmless. Enemy wolves. It'll still happen no matter how secure your den is. Luckily, these guys are just losers. We chase them away pretty easily. I get a notification for fleas, and also Lupine is cured at some point, so we move to a new den. This territory has slightly better dens than our last one, in my opinion, so it isn't too hard finding a new den. We go with this really cool cliffside den. It's one of my favorites. We are super hungry after the journey, so we start hunting down this elk herd right as there's an incursion on our territory. Sigh. Well, let's get some food in our bellies and then we'll deal with the intruders. I'm pretty sure we're even fighting the same guy. When will he learn? Goodness gracious, they're all still only 10 to 11 pounds. Feels like they should have been 15 ages ago. We're doing good, but there's no time to be lax because a cougar shows up. Cougars have been notoriously bad news for this family, and we haven't gotten our pups in the den, so it's extra important we chase it off. My mate is fine, but I end up double injured with a chunk of health missing, and the grind don't stop because after I fill my belly, I still need to freshen up territory markers. After all that's done, I take a moment to breathe. I watch my pups play with full bellies and remind myself why I fight every day. More enemy wolves. This time from Sugarloaf? I mean, we never had problems with them before. And now they want to tumble? Okay, let's do it. The older male is a bit of a problem, but the pups are good and stay in the den, so even with a double injury, chasing them off is no problem. Well, like, literally it kind of is, because this guy just, gets stuck as my pups are crawling out of the den, so that's awkward. After some time, we reach baby ungulate season. Sometimes this season can be really awkward for filling bellies, especially of adults, but it also means that the puppies are eating meat, which makes feeding them easier, which means it doesn't matter for a little hungry. Rose Creek is starting shit again, so we go and we teach them a lesson. It's always this asshole too, 1202M. When will he learn? When will he learn? We catch our first baby ungulate, and I didn't even cheat for this one. Elk calves are pretty much the only non-useless baby ungulate, but we'll catch anything we can find. Featuring this frog hopping around while my children eat. Damn, and with just a little bit of fresh meat, my pups hit 15 pounds and we're ready for our summer home. Bye-bye, cool cliff den. Anyway, oh my god, the trip to the summer home was a nightmare. All goes well until, well, I find the perfect spot. Not everyone is here yet. That's fine. I think the trauma starts here when I literally watched, I'm so mad, guys. I literally watched Fireweed wander off, get lost. I'm watching his name tag as it just disappears. For literally actually no reason, guys. Look at our affinity. Huh? While I am turned around, every single other pup wanders off. At this point, I abandoned all the pups that were dumb enough to wander to try to establish the summer home. It won't work. It won't even recognize me as trying to make it work. I have to find Balsam or else we're stuck in this limbo. I learned my lesson and I sent the pups into a bush before searching for the lost pup. I think the worst part of it was how much the game kept reminding me that Balsam wandered off. Yeah, I know he wandered off. So after literal centuries of tracking down this little shit through some of the most confusing tracks in the games, I track him all the way back to where I've been a million times, where my mate finds him in the same spot that I have been circling a million trillion times. Finally, the summer site works again, and from here, we just need to bark at my problem child Balsam, who insists on holding up everything all of the time. Look at him dragging his fucking feet. And with that, we are finally at our summer rendezvous site. The pups will loaf around and do most of their growing here. Also, here is my cheat. Here's my cheat for baby ungulate hunting. I turn my graphics down to look for fawn, then turn them back up when I found fawn, because I don't like role-playing as someone who plays on a potato. Sorry for all my potato players out there. Computer component prices are notoriously bad. No judgment if potato's all you got. And with that, I think I will leave this video here. Next video will be the rest of the pup's childhood. I would have done it all in one video, but I'm having a bit of a disk space crisis. And it's clear that I can't keep working on my various massive projects all at once, so I need some smaller ones to go out. As always, leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment down below if you have anything to say, anything that's on your mind. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then.